Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. We're here to present the NBA on this Saturday afternoon. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First, for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4 spot. And then for the Dallas Mavericks, Calderon is out there with Ellis, and it's Samuel Dalembert manning the middle at the center position. Then there's Marion, and it's Nowitzki in at the 4 slot. Now here's Leonard. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, the more you watch Kawhi Leonard play, the more you realize that he is the perfect fit for the Spurs. I mean, he just looks like a Spur, and he's only been in the league a couple of years. Plays great defense, shoots from deep at a high rate, and really knows, accepts, and embraces his role on the team.
And so he makes both from the line. And back to Kawhi Leonard. Coach Popovich sees him as their defensive stopper on the wing. But not just that. He thinks he's going to be a star in so many ways, Steve.
Well, he could become the face of the franchise, Kevin, if you think about it, once Tim Duncan and Parker and Ginobili move on. But, you know, Popovich, not one prone to hyperbole, but he absolutely loves this kid.
Now Calderon, following the miss by Ellis from deep. Calderon dishes to Nowitzki. Down to 5 on the shot clock. In low to Dalembert. Moves back up. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Hey, Dalembert has been what he has been for a long time in the league. A solid defender that can give you a few points and block some shots. But last season in February, he came out of nowhere to drop a career-high 35.
And going back to Dalembert last season, you look at his production, some of the best numbers of his career, and yet, Steve, his minutes weren't very consistent. Why do you think that was a problem?
Well, part of it, Kevin, was just the logjam of quality big men in Milwaukee. It was tough to find minutes for everybody, but I think also Dalembert can sometimes make mistakes that get him into trouble with his coaches. You know, even when in the big picture he might be playing well.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, guys, I was able to talk with Rick Carlisle for just a moment. I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the, quote, head of the snake, and with his floater, he doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep him outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
Thanks again, Doris.
And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. Swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, we're seconds away from another championship banner.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Calderon from 6 away. The shot no good. Some solid defense there from Thiago Splitter. And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Well, getting back to the Spurs, they look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs, Clark. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, you know, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge. Hey, you really can't say the Mavericks were a bad team last year. They were just a little below par compared to what we've been accustomed to. They just were not nearly as deadly offensively, and that's always a recipe for struggles in the West.
Shot's good.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Parker kicks to Green. Leonard on the wing. Parker outside. Parker off the pick from Green. Parker kicks to Leonard. Feeds it to Duncan. Tipped away. And for the Mavs against the rest of the West, as you were just talking about, Clark, they went 24-28 against the rest of the conference. And while that is all right, Steve, it's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Not with the depth of this conference, Kevin. And I think you have to be at least 500 this year against the West to get in. The Mavs know this, and they've been a perennial playoff team for a long time. They just couldn't quite get everything together last season.
Now here's Leonard. And Parker gets it to go. The assist from Leonard. 8 points for Tony Parker.
Well, the number one priority for a defense when you face this guy is to keep him getting anywhere from the basket because he's just so strong as a finisher.
And here's another thing about him, Steve. Every time he gets his hands on the ball in the backcourt, he's a one-man fast break.
Here's Ellis. Lets it go from 11. Here's Dalembert, and he goes in for the dunk.
You know, who says the big guy doesn't like to attack the basket? I mean, could have fooled me on that one.
Yeah, nice change of pace for him to power one home.
Yeah, it's not usually his role, but he takes advantage of the situation there.
Now here's Parker. He's got 8. Green with the ball. Picked up by Ellis. Wing shot on the way. Nice D from Jose Calderon.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And Marion gets it to go.
He really made that mismatch pay off. The defender giving up that much size isn't going to be able to put up much resistance near the basket.
Now here's Parker. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Parker's got 10 points in the game.
That's 4 of 5 to start this game, guys. He's rolling.
Calderon is screen on Green. Ellis outside. Passes it to Calderon. In low to Dalembert. And Parker with a clear path to the hoop. And Green slams it in.
Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk, Clark, coming within seconds of the steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play.
Here is Calderon after the basket by San Antonio. Dishes to Nowitzki. Back to Ellis. Dalembert sets a screen for Calderon. On the wing, Ellis. 5 on the clock. Tries from 7. The shot misses. Great D that time from Green.
Poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be. Oh, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
Now here's Nowitzki. Marion outside. He dishes it to Ellis. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Monte Ellis has never been short on confidence, and last year he went as far as comparing himself to Dwayne Wade, saying the only difference between them is that Wade has rings. That's a pretty big difference, though.
And you talk about the talent and confidence for Monte Ellis. Steve, what's the balance between confidence and like overconfidence?
Well, I think the balance is in your decision making. And that's the trickiest thing for really talented young players to figure out. It's just when to attack and when to back off a little bit. And that's all stuff that just comes with experience.
Here's Mills. He kicks to Belinelli. He feeds it to Bonner. Pass to Mills. 3-pointer. Good on the shot. Mills has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
Now here is Ayres, following the miss by Monte Ellis. On the wing, Ellis lets it go from deep. Offensive rebound. Here's Carter, and he can't bank that one in. Spurs leading by 4. Here's Diaw, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Now here is Ayres. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Ellis kicks to Harris. 6 to shoot. Back to Carter from outside the arc. It's rebounded by Belinelli. And Clark, you mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He was head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs.
Mavericks trailed by 6. Ayres kicks to Ellis. Ellis right side. On the wing, Ellis. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. 7 points for Monte Ellis.
Scoring-wise, a really sluggish start for him, guys. I mean, just 2 for 7 overall.
And Mills kicks to Belinelli. Outside, Green. Green gets a screen from bottom. The drive by Green and stolen by Harris. And oh, here we go. Carter's got it in the fast break chance. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that. Guys, you go back to the shortened season a year before last, and the Spurs were the best team on the road. But last year, they weren't nearly as dominant on the road. Still solid when leaving San Antonio, but far from the level they played at a couple of seasons ago.
Here's Mills. Back to Ginobili. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Carter. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
And for the Spurs on the road last season, they would still win 23 games in hostile territory. And while that is more than the 22, Steve, they won in the shortened season, they also lost a fair amount more as well.
Well, for the Spurs, Kevin, I think they did what they needed to do. You know, the Spurs manage the regular season. They know when to turn it on and when they can maybe relax a little bit. The big thing is they just want to stay near 500 on the road, protect their home court, and be healthy going into the playoffs, and that puts them in a good position.
So it's the Spurs now, following the 3 from Ellington. Pass to Ginobili. Kicks it to Belinelli. Shoots. Again, the Spurs good for 2. Dallas has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Ayres kicks to Carter. Back to Harris. Carter outside. Ginobili with the steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Harris outside. Ellington. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. Ginobili left side. The dish to Mills. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Mavericks shooting at around 42% since the opening tip. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. 59 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And the pass to Diaw. And there's the feed to Belinelli. Spurs passing it around. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
So far on the glass, it hasn't even been close.
Yeah, they're taking it to him. I mean, just getting physical. Like, it feels like they've got every rebound, but
now here is Ayres. The shot will not go. Good work defensively by Ginobili. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Deflects the pass. He passes to Diaw. And Boris Diaw picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Harris outside. Carter left side. Gives him the lead pass. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
And we reach the end of the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 4. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
A lot of hard work being put in on the glass. This is a very physical team. They're doing a nice job in the paint.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job gang rebounding too, Steve. Everybody's boxing out down there.
And here's Calderon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Nowitzki. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Spurs trail by 4. Into Tim Duncan. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, you talk about the sustained greatness for a future Hall of Famer, Tim Duncan. How about this number? 13. That's the number of consecutive seasons to begin his career in which Duncan was named All-NBA and All-Defensive Team. 6 more times than anyone else in league history. Enough said. End of story. First ballot Hall of Fame.
Carter kicks to Ellington. Feeds it to Calderon. Shot clock at 6. Passes it to Nowitzki. Let's go. That one off the back iron and out. Going back to Duncan, probably more important to him than the individual accolades, Steve, have been the team successes during his time in San Antonio.
No doubt. Duncan is just a winner. He's gone to the finals now 14 years apart, first in 99 and then again in 2013. Pretty remarkable.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, as you know, gentlemen, Greg Popovich is one of the foremost practitioners of the intentional fouling that sends poor free throw shooters to the line. Not exactly a fan favorite, and Pop says, quote, I think it's ugly, I think it's awful, but it's legal, it's there. If somebody doesn't want to get hacked, they should shoot free throws better. Guys, he's all about winning. Whether it's pretty or ugly, he doesn't care.
They wear you down, Doris. Thank you so much. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Ellington the pass to Calderon. Dishes it to Nowitzki. Duncan is there. Nowitzki kicks to Calderon. It's Vince Carter on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Tries from 16. It's rebounded by Splitter.
That's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
Here's Ginobili. Soft touch off the glass. Ginobili's got 5 now.
Well, the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
Nowitzki with the screen on Parker. Calderon with it. Leonard picks him up. There's the bucket. Good.
When he came off that screen, the defense just couldn't get over the top. Beautiful play.
Yep, and without a hand in his face, he's going to bury those.
Parker outside. Duncan with the screen for Parker. Back to Duncan. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
One of the holy grails, if you will, for statistical achievement is to put a quadruple double on the book. Duncan came close in his 2003 finals, but he also came fairly close to it last year as well. 31, 18 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks.
You know, Steve, you talk about big games for Duncan last season. Don't forget the game against Utah. 21 rebounds, 22 points, 6 blocks. He was incredible.
Yeah, he's the first player 35 or older to post a 20-20 in 5 games since 2001 when, ironically enough, his old teammate David Robinson reached that mark. So something's going on down there in San Antonio, I guess.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Ellis, he's covered by Ginobili. Ellis dishes to Calderon. He kicks to Carter. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Tony Parker. San Antonio leading to the middle. Here's Leonard. Good work defensively by Marion.
That was a layup. You've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
This last summer, the Mavs asked fans to submit some redesigns of their uniforms for future use. Always kind of neat to see when a team and organization reaches out for the fans' input.
Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
Yeah, 5 times already the lead has changed.
Picks it out to Ginobili. He dishes it to Bobby. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Bangs home the trifecta. 15 points for Tony Parker. And back to the Mavs, definitely a big move by them to reach out like that. Nothing like bringing crowdsourcing to the NBA and building a bridge, Steve, with your fan base.
Kevin, I had a chance to see some of the designs of the uniforms that were being suggested. Some pretty sharp-looking duds, but there were some other ones that were absolutely hideous. So let's hope the decision-makers in the Mavs organization pick some of the let's say the more clean-looking new uniform suggestions.
Dirk is one of those guys, to me, who looks like he might be able to play until he's 50. That could be an exaggeration, but you think about how his game is foundation. It's all about skill, positioning, shot making, and he's not going to shrink anytime soon. So if a 7-footer can be strong enough to be on the court with his skill set, he can play for a lot longer.
Leonard, no luck. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Tries to save it. Parker outside. Fires the three. That's good. Parker's got 18 points in the game. Well, you talk about longevity, shooting, and height are the 2 NBA assets that you don't lose with age.
Well, those are 2 of Dirk's big strong suits. The knee troubles have cropped up, but if he can stay healthy, he should be able to help this team for several more years, I would think.
Ellis outside, just 5 to shoot. Carter kicks to Calderon, lets it go with the 3. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. Calderon's got himself on the board with 3 there. San Antonio's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Pass to Green. Green gets a screen from Bobby. Green kicks to Bonner. Back to Green. He feeds it to Parker. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Boy, this is a neat story, guys. Danny Green was undrafted out of North Carolina. And another nice find for perhaps the best organization in all of sports, the San Antonio Spurs. He's an excellent three-point shooter, over 40% from three-point range for his career. He helps that team spread the floor, and that energizes their high-powered offense.
Leonard against Carter. Calderon. That try by Carter. Calderon passes to Carter. It's Ellis on the wing. The baseline jam. And Dallas again with the bucket. And Green, nice versatility too. Not just an outside shooter.
No, he's an excellent defensive player. In fact, Greg Popovich calls upon him to often guard the opponent's best wing player. So for Green, a two-way player, a guy who can get it done at both ends of the floor.
Outside Leonard. Kicks it to Bobby. Oh, and here we go. Ellis has got it. The fast break chance. Calderon. Pass to Carter. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Mavericks?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And another thing they've been doing right is converting a lot of second chance opportunities. I love the hustle and the effort.
Parker dishes to Bonner. The pass to Duncan. And he converts the layup. Duncan's got 5 points now this quarter. Guys, what a wild first half this has been.
I'd say, 8 lead changes. That speaks for itself.
Yeah, back and forth start for sure. This game is setting up to be awfully competitive.
And here's Ellis from beyond the arc. San Antonio with the rebound. Duncan kicks to Bonner. Parker left side. Lots of room. Mavericks with the rebound. Marion's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things toward them. I mean, they've been winning that battle.
Ellis with it. He's picked up by Parker. 4 on the shot clock. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That one on Parker.
Well, Ellis is one of the most acrobatic finishers in the NBA, Kevin. His ability to race in from the perimeter and score, either in transition or against a half-court defense. He finds his way to the rim, and he can finish once he gets there.
And he's shown the ability of absorbing contact, hanging, and still finishing. I think he could even stand to be more aggressive, looking for contact speed just to up those free throw attempts. But regardless, a devastating score around the rim.
Diaw, the pass to Bob. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
Steve, so close.
Well, such a seesaw affair back and forth. I mean, this has been an unbelievable game to watch.
Gets it to go. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
Boy, they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Carter.
Leonard, no luck. For Dallas, they've gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, it's hard to imagine Dirk Nowitzki playing on a different team than the Mavericks. And he said he wants to finish his career in Dallas. But he's also definitely unhappy with just fighting for the 8th seed like they were last season. He said, quote, "I will never forget the 2011 season. We were the underdog in just about every series, and we came out winning it all. That still brings chills down my spine. Other than that, I don't play for anything else." Guys, he's itching to get back in the hunt.
We'll see how it plays out. Thanks, Doris. It's Parker with the drive. With the lead pass. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, he's certainly not the biggest name or somebody that strikes fear into the heart of coaches, but Matt Bonner is more than serviceable and knows how to be a thorn in the side of other teams. He just sits out on the perimeter, and when he's open, he knocks down threes.
And Bonner, the Red Rocket, so deadly with that unorthodox release from the shoulder.
Yeah, three-point specialist. He helps space the floor for this great offense, and he's got a good feel, too. A good passer and knows where he needs to be defensively.
The open shot, Ellis. Marion kicks to Ayres. It's Ellis on the wing. Second chance shot. Shot is no good. Great D that time from Bonner.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
Ellis can't get it to go.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Mills, guarded by Ayres. And Mills kicks to Green. There's the dish to Bonner. Spurs passing it around. Belinelli with the 3. The 3 from Mills. That drops. Mills has got 6.
I find it comically absurd at times when you hear people talk about the Spurs being boring to watch. I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, the 4th highest scoring team in the league last season, they put up big numbers, and they do it with style, sharing the ball, and with a lot of guys getting shots.
Ellis dishes to Wright. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills passes to Green. Now the feed to Belinelli. Diaw inside. Right on him. Green. He's guarded by Ellis. Belinelli with the 3. 54 seconds left in the first half. Now Ayres. Back to Ellis. Ayres outside. Lock at 6. Stolen away. Here's Mills. And this is the fast break layup.
Man, that's too bad. Easy shot there, and you got to knock that one down.
Well, that's a concentration cramp right there. I mean, just lost focus.
Here's Ayres. From outside, off the mark. Diaw with it. And he makes good on the way. And the Spurs lead by 1. Clarky talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition of it.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, not even through the first half, and it's been one heck of a battle.
Well, these are the kinds of games you love. I mean, two good teams going head-to-head, an even matchup, and both sides very competitive.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Saturday, the best day of the week. Let's make it even a little bit better with a halftime show. San Antonio on top against Dallas. Their great passing has been fun to watch, keeping the ball moving and picking apart that D. Everything is going right for Tony Parker all over the court against Dallas. His shooting percentage off the charts right now. He's got the magic touch from the field.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back as we take a look at the Central Business District here in Dallas, Texas. It's been a clinic from Tony Parker.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
The drive by Ellis. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Ellis has got the first basket of the 3rd quarter for Dallas. Parker kicks to Green. Feeds to Duncan. He passes it to Parker. Dishes it to Green. Pulls up. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Parker.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Passes to Calderon. No one near him. That's good. Calderon's got 7 points in the game.
And the lead goes right back over. This is a seesaw affair.
The game's there for the taking, but neither team seems to want it.
Here's Parker. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. And a minute played as the second half gets going. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Seems like every year, guys, you look at Tony Parker and he's found something else to add to his game. He's always improving.
Last season for Tony Parker, arguably his best ever. 20 points a game, almost 8 assists. 52% Steve from the field. And there was even talk at midseason about maybe MVP consideration.
Well, his ability to score inside around the rim is amazing. But he's also become a master of knocking down the jump shot from that 15 to 18-foot range. But really, this team has been built now around Parker. Their offensive strategy completely tailored to suit his talents.
Marion outside. He kicks it to Ellis. Back to Marion. Great pass to set up the way-in. Marion's got 6.
Up and in on every one of their first 3 shots to start the second half.
Parker kicks to Green. Back to Parker. Draw off the pick from Splitter. Parker dishes to Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Green's got 4 points in the quarter. And not even 3 quarters out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Looking over there at Steve, he's enjoying every second of it.
Me too.
Man, this has been great, guys. The fans getting their money's worth here. Both teams just playing so hard out there.
Here's Ellis, and it's blocked.
Now, still a great start to the half after hitting their first 3, even before that miss.
The Mavericks trail. And it's blocked by Leonard. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Parker drives in. He dishes it to Duncan. And the powerful one-handed slam. There it is, guys. That Olay defense. Just watching him go, Clark, right by.
I think we might be seeing which team is ready to take control of this game.
Yeah, that's a dunk that could absolutely get them going. I agree, Clark.
And here are the Mavericks now. They trail by 3. Marion kicks to Nowitzki. In low to Dalembert. Gets the bucket. Dalembert has got 5 now.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Boy, I'd like to know how many of their attempts have come from inside 5 feet. It seems like everything is right at the rim.
Nice move. Count. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
The Spurs have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Well, this is a good free throw shooting team a year ago. They hit about 79% of their free throws as a unit.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Well, good idea setting that screen, but the execution wasn't there.
No, it sure wasn't. I mean, you want it to be hard, but it also has to be legal.
They kick it out to Green. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And Parker gets it to go. The assist by Leonard. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Now here's Ellis. 15 points in the game. 6 to shoot. Calderon against Parker. The baseline jumper goes down. Calderon's got 4 this quarter.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
Ginobili, he's checked in for Daniel Green. Spurs leading by 5. Parker drives in. Outside Leonard. There's the triple. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 6 assists now in the game.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket, for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
Yeah, it's something we haven't seen much of at the other end of the floor, though.
A shot by Dalembert, no good.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
You know, since the Southwest Division was created, the Mavs have always been in the hunt to win it every year. But last season, their division title hopes were dashed early on because of a poor start.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Mavericks trailed by 8. Calderon with it. 9 points in the game so far. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Duncan with the block. They recover it. And the officials now calling the shooting foul. He got a lot of ball on the block, but also caught the body, so some free throws coming up right now. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Spurs.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And another thing that's obviously helped them here, guys, is how hot they've been from the three-point line. They've been on fire.
It's Parker with the drive, and he uses the glass on the layup. Parker's got 28, and the Mavs would end up 4th in the division with a 7-9 mark against the other 4 teams. Steve, strange not to see them in the top half of the division.
Yeah, that's for sure, but you look at the Southwest, San Antonio still rolling, Houston improving dramatically, even New Orleans now making a step, and Memphis, I mean, they had an awesome season a year ago, so boy, that Southwest, it might be the toughest division in the NBA.
Calderon kicks to Ellis. Marion a screen on Ginobili. Marion setting the pick for Ellis. Parker against Calderon. It's rebounded by Splitter. Splitter's got his 4th rebound in this one. Leonard attacking. Out to Parker. Pass to Ginobili. Takes a three. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And that's 10 points for Manu Ginobili.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Ellis, defended by Splitter. He feeds it to Dalembert. Gets it to go. Dalembert's got 10 points in the game.
Clearly, he's shaken off that cold shooting performance of the first half.
Spurs leading by 10. Parker outside. Kicks to Ginobili. Duncan, the pass to Ginobili. From deep. Splitter, Dalembert covering. Splitter, that's good. Splitter's got his first points in this one.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
Morris Diaw's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Calderon. And that one's good. Calderon's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game. You know, well, the days of the Matrix putting up 22 and 12 with a couple of steals every night are long gone. But Sean Marion is still a big factor for teams. He's such a solid defender with his reach and really causes problems in the passing lanes when he's out there acting.
Well, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this lead.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
Parker outside. Pass to Ginobili. Shot clock at 6. Back to Parker. It's stolen by Calderon. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Ellis with the ball.
He has just disappeared this quarter, not making a mark at all offensively.
And I'm sure he's ready to put this quarter behind him and quickly.
And at 35 years of age, Sean Marion still an outstanding rebounder. Top 5 among small forwards and rebound rate last season.
And inside, he's very dangerous. He's got a lot of little funky shots, little floaters and runners. He does have the ability to step out and make a three, particularly from the corner. But it's really in the paint where he does his damage.
Parker inside, defended by Ellington. Gets the bucket. 30 points for Tony Parker.
I tell you, he's really carrying a lot of the load offensively, and that's almost always good news for them.
Ellis against Ginobili. Ellis kicks to Calderon. There's the pass to Nowitzki. Lays it up and banks it in. Nowitzki's got 8 points.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
It's off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. And the Spurs making a change here. Diaw, the screen. And Mills gets to Diaw. Now the dish to Mills. Here's Leonard. San Antonio again missing. Mavericks trailed by 8. There's the feed to Marion. Carter. They get the rebound. Ellis gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. He's got 17.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
And good on the basket. Book it. And it's 13 points for Manu Ginobili.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
Harris outside. Carter, he's covered by Leonard. Carter kicks to Harris. Back to Carter. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris. Harris has got his 4th assist in this one. 1:43 left to play in the 3rd. Mills dishes to Ginobili. And stolen by Harris. And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. And the Spurs making a change here. Belinelli's checked in. Ayres kicks to Carter. Feeds it to Nowitzki. A fader. Looks a big high bounce and goes in. Nowitzki's got 4 points in the quarter.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Diaw inside. Defended by Nowitzki from 6 feet. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. .103 left in the third. Ellis right side. Ellis off a pick from Nowitzki. Ellis with it. Now guarded by Diaw. Ellis the pass to Blair. No good with the layup. Spurs leading by 4. Here's Mills. Off his foot. And the ref saying he kicked it. Daniel Green. He's checked in for Ginobili. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the third. Green dishes to Mills. 6 on the shot clock. And Diaw kicks to Mills. A three-pointer off the mark. Dallas shooting here about 46% for the game. Dishes to Ellis. Back to Carter. It could go. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Spurs. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. San Antonio leading. And here's Mills. They kick it out to Green. They set the pick. He passes to Bonner. No good with the triple.
Really good offensive execution. Nice pick, just couldn't get the shot to go.
Boy, you love to see that as a basketball purist. The guy setting a good screen and then getting the shot opportunity. They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
And even if it costs them some foul trouble, I mean, they need to start putting some bodies on bodies. Be physical.
Didn't think that was going to go in. And the Spurs lead by 5.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
Ellis goes in. Lets it fly from 18. Misses off the left iron. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Number 11. That's good. And now a 7-point San Antonio lead. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Ayres gets the screen from Wright. Ayres kicks to Ellis. Pass to Blair. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Now that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
Diaw's checked in for San Antonio. He kicks it to Carter. Back to Ayres. 5 to shoot. Dallas moving it around. Here's the 3. And that's good. Vince Carter for 3.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap up since the start of the second half. They're starting to find the range.
Steve, the lasers are starting to do their thing. That's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Mills with it. Ayres is there. Bonner passes to Belinelli. He dishes it to Diaw. Diaw gets a screen from Belinelli. Here's Mills. The Spurs rebound. Bonner kicks to Diaw. Belinelli. There's the 3. Outside, Green. The 3. Diaw can't hit.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I thought so too, Clark.
And there's the call on Brandon Wright. That'll be his second foul of the game. San Antonio leading by 4. And Mills kicks to Belinelli. And it's off from three-point range. And it's Ayres off the drive. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Devin Harris settling into a scoring combo guard role last season in Atlanta. He's quick off the dribble, is a streaky three-point shooter, and because of that combination, he's able to keep defenders on their heels.
And for Harris, his outside shot had been his weakness offensively. The last few seasons, though, Steve, some of the best shooting from long distance.
Around 35%, in fact, from the three-point line the last 3 seasons, Kevin. So, he's not a lights-out shooter, but he's become respectable from that range. Unfortunately, his free throw attempts have diminished of late. Maybe he's lost a step athletically.
It's stolen by Harris. Fast break, Dallas. Nowitzki defended by Baynes. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Well, Dirk is just so good at the offensive end of the floor, Kevin. The ability to shoot over the top of people. He's added so many things to his game, too. Post-ups, getting to the rim, being aggressive, and going to the foul line. Dirk Nowitzki, a first-ballot Hall of Famer, no question.
Most definitely, Steve. This guy has been phenomenal throughout his career, and very few situations bother him. He's clutch as a scorer, and he's more clutch because he's an excellent free throw shooter, too. Boris Diaw from France, really a unique player. I mean, he came into the league, guys, as more of a playmaking small forward. Now he plays at the power forward spot, and he's still much more of a passer than he is a scorer.
And Diaw drops them both. And Clark, you mentioned Diaw's skill level. Not the biggest or most athletic guy, but, Steve, he's still effective.
He's really a great basketball player. What I mean by that, just he knows angles, he knows how to use his body to create passes and shots for himself. And defensively, he's very effective, particularly guarding the post because of his strength.
I wonder if switching baskets really threw him off. I mean, because he can't get anything to fall this half.
Pass to Green. He feeds it to Diaw. They kick it out to Green. Belinelli. Pass to Parker. Shoots the 3. That's good. Parker's got 12 points here in the second half.
Boy, he's putting up big numbers in that three-point column, guys.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle was saying to the team. They've been getting torched with all these shots from long range, and he simply said, we can't lose track of their shooters, guys. We're over-helping inside, and it's leaving them wide open. Can they make the adjustment, guys?
He had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
The Spurs have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. And Green gets it to go.
This is great. Three-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
And it's Ellis penetrating. Harris. Nowitzki sets a screen for Harris. Clock at 6. It's rebounded by Boris Diaw. Diaw's got 6 rebounds in the game. Parker kicks to Belinelli. Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession. The Spurs making a switch here. Mavericks trailed by 5. Now Calderon. Back to Marion. Nowitzki inside. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
That's a poor possession. You just give away the ball with a sloppy pass.
San Antonio's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Green gets a screen from Splitter. Green dishes to Splitter. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Green passes to Parker. Misses the 3. Dallas has gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the 4th quarter. Here's Ellis. Rebounded by the Spurs. Parker's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Leonard attacking. And that's collected by Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Calderon. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish.
Here's Parker. And he banks in the layup. Parker's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, He's been giving them medicine.
There's Ellis with the three ball. Another three for Dallas. San Antonio leading. And Parker, here we go. Makes the lead pass. And Diaw kicks to Splitter. Green. Leonard on the wing. Leonard off the pick from Splitter. Down low. It's stolen by Dalembert. Nowitzki sets a screen for Ellis. And it's all evened up. Ellis has got 27.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Parker outside. Parker off the pick from Splitter. Parker dishes to Green. Gets the jumper from the corner to fall. And the Spurs lead by 2.
Well, this is what happens when he gets on a roll. You are not going to see a better rhythm shooter than him.
Ellis against Green. Ellis kicks to Calderon. The pass to Dalembert. Some solid defense from Thiago Splitter. The Spurs have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Parker, right side. It's stolen by Calderon. Leaps for it. It's stolen by Green. Splitter, that's good.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done when they need to make every possession count.
I agree, Clark. They need stops, and they can't afford any wasted possessions. Those inside shots are really high percentage looks.
Calderon passes to Ellis. Kicks to Dalembert. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. Dalembert's got 9 points now in just the second half.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Spurs have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%. Now here's Parker. They kick it out to Green. The dish to Diaw. Leonard, just 5 on the clock. Off target from outside. It's Marion with the drive. Gets the bucket.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there. You know, the Spurs really have a cohesive culture, and part of that is something that Greg Popovich has been able to do, and that's being able to join guys together that normally might not hang out. For instance, you had Matt Bonner taking Steven Jackson out to a Coldplay concert last season. One way to help guys get to know each other off the court, and it helps them on the court.
Green with the block. The feed to Parker. 8 feet away. Diaw fires the 3. Tries to keep it alive, but he gets it back. Leonard on the wing. Back to Green. Green gets a screen from Diaw. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And back to Popovich and the Spurs, he really makes a point of getting to know his players and have them get to know one another.
That's right, Kevin. He likes to have his players have a sense of perspective about the world. He wants them to know that there are other things going on besides the NBA. In fact, back in 2012, he had the players watching the presidential debates together.
Calderon dishes to Nowitzki. Here's Dalembert, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
And San Antonio shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. They set the screen. Green kicks to Leonard. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Good work defensively by Marion.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Ellis, the pass to Calderon.
Very little success for him behind the arc today. Just 1 3-pointer in the first half and still none in the second.
And Parker with the basket on the assist by Green. 37 points for Tony Parker.
You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity, and then boom, right to the rack.
1:44 left in the fourth. Calderon with it. Marion outside. Feeds to Nowitzki. Shot clock at 6. Leonard with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And again, it's Tony Parker. And it's a 4-point Spurs lead.
Great job capitalizing on that steal and getting the easy points in transition.
Exactly how it should be done after a turnover.
Dallas again missing. Spurs shooting fairly well in the fourth, around 48%. Leads him in there. It's stolen by Dalembert. Ellis against Leonard. Here's Dalembert. And here's Calderon. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And here's Ellis for 3. They grab their own miss. Calderon, no good. And so they choose to intentionally foul. San Antonio making a switch here. Duncan's checked in. San Antonio with the ball. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Green with the block. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Marion kicks to Ellis. It's hauled in by Duncan.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
And they're getting that lead way up there now. I mean, it should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'd be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
And it's Ellis penetrating. Leonard with the steal. And now we've got the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. 15 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Dishes it to Ellington. Pins the 3. And here comes Leonard. Passes it to Bob. Fires it up. And right on target. Good.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was a solid win, Clark.